Hi everybody, this is Melanie from Hooked to the Left, and today we're going to have a little bit of a more serious conversation. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi, thank you so much for joining me today. So today we're going to talk about something a lot more serious than I generally talk about, and that is bullying. Now, Wikipedia defines bullying as the use of force, coercion, or threat to abuse, aggressively dominate, or intimidate. Again, the Wikipedia definition of bullying is the use of force, coercion, or threat to abuse, aggressively dominate, or intimidate. Now, I have been tagged by Sandy, Lefties Unite. And I did that with my right hand, so wrong. Lefties unite. But I've been tagged by her to join in this campaign for, it is the ABC Anti-Bullying Campaign. Now, I know that, and you'll forgive me, I am looking at some notes and some stuff that I found when doing my research, but most of the time when we think about bullying, we think about our kids, or when we were kids, or really just school age, honestly. At least that's the way I have always been. And maybe that's because I have lived a charmed life, I don't know. But I did run across this article when I was doing research for this video. And this is what I want to approach with this particular video. Now, there's some amazing videos out there on the same subject in this campaign that was started by Lisa with Ladybird Loves and Squish with Say It Was Squishy. So check their channels out, and I'm also going to link the playlist down below because there are some amazing videos there, some amazing personal stories, some amazing informational videos. Just, you guys really, you need to check them out, okay? So, but what I want to talk about is bullying in adulthood, which is very different than children's bullying. Now, don't get me wrong, I think that bullying with teenagers and children is horrible. It's something that needs to stop. It's something that needs to be done on a cultural level as well as on an individual one-on-one level. And I've linked 3 sites down below that kind of address this a little bit more and also give some amazing resources. But I ran across this article from Psychology Today, and I kind of want to go over this article for my video and unpack the things that I found in here. So the article is the 5 major, and I'll link that down below as well, the article. The 5 major ways adults bully each other. So we're going to take a look at these 5 ways, and we're going to unpack them a little bit. So the article lists the number one way that adults bully each other are physical bullying. So the first thing when you think about physical bullying, you think spousal abuse or domestic violence of some sort. That's the number one thing you think of. But there is also, there's a whole television series that really just dedicated to physical abuse in adults and children, and that's the television show that I watch about it is Law and Order SVU, and I believe there are even well, actually my daughter confirmed it for me because she does research well for me, but there's even in many police stations there's SVU units, true SVU units that are dedicated to this. This is how prevalent this is. And it's not just in adults, it's in children too, but a lot of it is adult on adult violence. A special kind of violence that is bullying. It's sexual harassment. It's, I'm not going to say the word, but it starts with an R. Only because a lot of people don't like to hear the word, but it is, what SVU is the TV show is known for. Let's just say that. All right, so it's dealing with things like that. It's domestic violence. It's even and now this may be under assault, may not fall under SVU as far as in the criminal sense, but the physical bullying in adults is you got a group of people that gang up on one person, and you've seen that's happened before. You've got even just the intent of violence. So they call it simulated violence. So somebody raises their hand, or does other things. They do something that makes you think that you are in imminent danger, that you are about to be hurt. That is physical bullying. So, but that is one of the number one ways in which adults bully each other. Then there is tangible or material bullying. And we've seen this a lot in the news. Prior to this whole pandemic hitting, what was the biggest thing in the news? The Me Too movement. And this was born out of a group of women being fed up with being tangible or material, or with having tangible or material bullying happen to them. So, and what I mean by that is using one's power or financial status, or having some sort of material leverage, such as information, finances, legal, to intimidate those people to do something they want. I mean, it could just be as simple as blackmail. It could be as simple as, I'm your boss, this is what I need you to do for me. It could be, and none of those are simple, really, if you truly unpack them. They're not simple. But that is listed as the number 2 way that adults bully other adults. Adults bully other adults. Then there is verbal bullying. Do you think the name calling ends because you turned 18? No, it does not. It still happens. So this is hostile teasing, insults, constant negative judgment and criticism, or racist, sexist, or homophobic language. Any of that is verbal bullying. I honestly think this is probably the most prevalent in social media. When you can say something and nobody truly knows who you are, and you can go out there and you can just unleash just this vile stuff. And unfortunately it happens more than you think. And I know I've had a few incidents myself. I know of people who've had a few incidents, and I won't go into detail because that's not what's important here. But yeah, that is a form of bullying. Insults, being nasty, calling someone names, whether it's online or in person. There's no need for it. So why do it? Then there's the passive aggressive or covert bullying. And I've seen this sometimes in people who like to create what you call a hostile work environment. I've seen this. So this is a less frequently mentioned form of bullying, but in some ways it is the most insidious. With many bullies, and I'm reading this word for verbatim from the article, with many bullies, you can see them coming because they are quick to make their intimidating presence known. A passive-aggressive or covert bully, however, behaves appropriately on the surface, but takes you down subtly. And I can tell from experience, it's like a systematic breaking down of someone. And it can be pretty bad. And some examples of passive aggressive or covert bullying include negative gossip. Never gossip, people. Gossip's not cool. Never gossip. Anyway, negative gossip, negative joking at someone's expense. You're in a group of people and this one person always is picking on you because you've got a mole on your right cheek. And I'm just kidding. Well, yeah, stop pointing it out, okay? Or something like that. Mimicking to ridicule. Deliberately causing embarrassment and insecurity. the invisible treatment, social exclusion, professional isolation, and deliberately sabotaging someone's well-being, happiness, and success. Actually, a few 10-15 years ago, I was working in a call center. And you know, it's interesting because you get somebody like this and they're creating this environment for a person, and it spreads like a cancer, and it's horrible, and you never want somebody like this in your workplace. But I mean, this person was eventually fired for creating a hostile work environment. But I know at one point in time they made the assumption that a particular person was not as clean in the bathroom as they would like. And so what they did is they would take the, you know, you put the cover on the toilet seat, they took it and put it on their desk or something like that. You know, it was horrible. And this person would behave like this to more than one person. So anyway, they ended up getting fired because they were creating such a hostile environment. But yeah, so it's pretty, like they said, it is pretty insidious. So that is another way that adults bully other adults. So number 5 is cyberbullying. It happens to everybody. And this is tangible, verbal, passive-aggressive behavior. All of that mentioned above can be online, strictly online. And it says it can be on social media, texting, video, email, online discussion, and other digital formats. And identity theft is actually a form of cyberbullying. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I have a couple of ways, a couple of examples in my life where cyberbullying's happened. Not, you know what, they're not important. You know how you've been cyberbullied. I can tell you instance in which I've had something happen that could be considered by cyberbullying, or even my kid. I've had some instances where I know she's had things happen. But I would prefer, why don't you tell me your story? That I would love to know your story and understand what has happened with you. Go ahead, leave that in the comments down below. I want to hear your story, and I want to hear how you worked through it, because why tell us the whole story without understanding how somebody worked through it? And I'll give you a quick example. I have a large forehead. I know I have a large forehead. It means that I am brilliant. That's all, you guys. I'm brilliant. But somebody popped into one of my live chats and dropped the you know, this explosive information that I have got a large forehead. And the way that, and their goal was to troll me, to get me upset in my live video. And I did, and what I ended up doing in that particular case is like, yep, sure do. I've got one. Large forehead. So does Tyra Banks. But, you know, and that's just a minor example, but it's still something that, that is an example of cyberbullying in adults. And really what makes this bullying is that when it's enacted repeatedly, it can truly wear somebody down. So and they have become patterns of physical, mental, or emotional abuse. Now, this article goes on to talk about confronting and things to keep in mind about bullies and stuff like that. I'm not going to get into that. What I would like to know from you, if you could put that in the comments down below, is I would love to know, when were you bullied as an adult? And how did you deal with it? Let's share with each other the best way that we deal with stuff, because there may be somebody who's watching this who's had the same exact experiences you have had and is trying to deal with it right now. So how did you deal with it? So comment down below with that. Now, I do want to tag somebody for the next video to keep this campaign alive. Keep it up. And you know what? If you haven't been tagged yet, doesn't mean you can't make a video to just make sure that the anti-bullying awareness is out there. If you want to be a part of the ABC campaign and you want to just go ahead and create something, then reach out to either Lisa or Squishy. And like I said, their channels are linked down below. So reach out to either one of them. I'm sure that they will tell you how you know, the campaign is specific to the campaign that they're doing. I'm sure they would appreciate you jumping in and joining in with it. But for this specific person, I would like them to go ahead, and I'm gonna actually tag somebody. Now, I don't know if their whole name's the same as mine, but their nickname is. So I would like to tag Mel with Colors of the Outback Crochet. I want to hear your video. I want to watch your video. I can't wait to see what you come up with. I'm going to link her channel down below as well, so that if you stumble across this video, go check out her channel. Thank you all for joining me for this very, very important topic. I really appreciate each and every one of you. You guys have an amazing day. Bye-bye.